Hello friends and welcome back. Today we are trying out a different style of video because when I originally recorded this video, I was having a pretty low energy day and it was really just kind of coming through in all of the footage that I had from that day. So instead of forcing something, I decided that I would take the time to do a little voiceover of this wonderful time lapse. So I'm just going to talk through what's going on as we progress here in this video. Today, I really wanted to get these dahlias in the ground. I've had these dahlia tubers for quite a long time now, and I was really worried that they were going to get dried out and rotten sitting in their bags because I did get them from a big box store as well as a local nursery. To my surprise, they actually were in pretty good shape. Once I got them opened up, most of them had actually sprouted a little bit, so I'm pretty confident that things will grow. What I'm doing right now is sprinkling on some sulfur. This helps with how alkalinic our soil is. We have a really high pH level in our area, so dissolving sulfur into the ground like that can help with the iron uptake of the plant. When you don't have enough iron in the plant, that can cause disease called chlorosis, I believe. So it is very common in our area to use sulfur in the ground when you're amending the soil. Other than that, what I've put in so far is just our forest compost, organic compost mix that we have in our big mulch pile. And right now I'm just tilling that in pretty loosely, actually. I didn't make sure that this was a super fine grain. The manure that I'm using, or the compost that I'm using, is not actually manure based, so it doesn't have that kind of heat that a traditional manure would have. Now you guys can see that I am digging a trench right here. This is going to be about 4 inches deep. Dahlias like to be planted at that 4 to 6 inch level. So I'm just removing all of the dirt from this trench, making a nice little pathway right here so that I can row plant all of those dahlia tubers. While I'm finishing up that, I just want to talk about the staking that I have in. I put in 3 T-posts per single drip line for all of the areas that I wanted to stake in. And these T-posts will have twine run between them as the plants grow taller and taller and need more support. The area that this garden is planted in is very, very windy, so it's important that we get a little bit of structure here in the garden. Right now, I'm putting in a fertilizer. This is the Espoma Organic Starter Fertilizer. And now I am going through and opening up each individual bag of tuber, inspecting the tubers, trying to find the top, and then placing them root side down. This first tuber, I'll put a picture up on the screen real quick if I can. This is a pink and white dahlia. The second tuber is a bright white dahlia. And then now we're going to move into the next 3. This first one actually was probably the one that I think will come up the least. All of the tubers had broken apart from each other, and they just didn't really look great, and none of them had sprouted in the bag. But I went ahead and planted them anyway. This is a white and yellow variety, yellow core with white tips. The next one actually did have some sprouts on it, and it looked really good. So I'm very hopeful that one will sprout up. It looks like this one is the multicolored yellow, pink, and white. And then the last one that we're planting here looks like it is, well, I can't tell from here. I'll have to go and check on where the different ones ended up, but I'll put pictures up on the screens. Now I'm just lightly covering all of the dahlias so that they don't move as I shift all of the dirt back on top of them. This is pretty much the last stage. Planting these dahlias went really quick and really fast, which is kind of what I was hoping for because I was having a low energy day. I didn't really want to take on a big commitment or a big project. So this one actually worked out really well for me. I'm just going to go ahead and smooth all of this ground down now and make sure everything is nice and flat and smooth and even and looks pretty. And then I'm going to drop the drip line back on top of everything and let the drip line water it in when it comes on in the morning. And that's pretty much it. Oh, and there's Benny. He was sleeping under the wheelbarrow the whole time. He was just hanging out. But that's pretty much it. The other thing that I decided to do, because I only had 1 bulb left, and that was my Ranunculus. These come in corms. I believe that's how you pronounce it. So they look like little tentacle kind of squid looking structures. And I decided that I was just going to plant these all up in this corner right here. So basically what I did is I dug down about 3 inches, 2-3 inches into here, and I planted them in a grid pattern so that they were close, so that they look clustered, but not so close that they wouldn't have room to breathe. I did go ahead and put in a little bit of the Biotone starter fertilizer from Espoma Organics as well in this hole. I will do that in a little bit. I forgot to put it in before I planted all these corms. There were 40 of these in this bag, and they are very small. They're about the size of a quarter, so it took a long time to kind of press them into the soil to make sure that they were upright, but I did get them all in a grid pattern. I had 3 that didn't quite fit, so I had to dig a little bit more of a hole to elongate it, but that's okay because I have a feeling that if everything comes up, it'll keep it from looking like a pure grid pattern, which is I really wanted to avoid. I want this to look a little bit more on the natural side. Now I'm just raking everything back on top, covering all of those up. This bed I did go ahead and water in by hand because these corms do absorb a lot of water before they start sprouting, so I wanted to give them a head start. But other than that, that one is pretty much wrapped up as well. I love that you can see the tomatoes and the peppers and everything in the background. The rest of the garden is looking so good, guys, and it's just so exciting to see it all come together. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this style of video, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye, guys.